this is quite a few boxes. Quite a lot. It's Christmas morning all over again. Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and welcome to what I'm hoping to be the first annual book unboxing day. I hope you guys can appreciate the effort it took not to open these packages as they came in. I've been saving them up for a few weeks now so that we can open them together, and it took a lot of self-control. You're welcome. If you're not familiar with Boxing Day, it is a gift-giving holiday celebrated in Commonwealth countries across the world, specifically I think the UK, Spain, maybe a few other ones, I don't know. It's not generally celebrated in the US, but since we have some boxes and we're unboxing them on Boxing Day, I think it's a pretty clever play on words. Okay, shall we get started? We have quite a few packages here in one bag. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We have 21 packages to open, and I have my trusty rusty scissors right here to help me get that done. But before we do that, I wanted to show you two things that are not wrapped up. First off, a new addition to my bookish merch is this sweatshirt that I'm wearing right now from the bookstore called Book People here in Austin, Texas. So I got that in this kind of like ash color, and it's an independent bookstore here in Austin. Here's the back, be independent. And it says Book People on it. I think that's so cute. I love it, and I'm wearing it today. Also, a few weeks, months ago, I don't even remember the date anymore, but we had the Texas Book Festival going on downtown Austin, Texas, and I went and I did pick up an autographed copy of Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I do have this book and I did read it already, but I didn't have the signed version, so I wanted to show you that as well because that's a new addition to the library, and I really love it. This is one of my favorite books of all time and definitely one of my favorite books of 2024, so I'm going to add this to my bookshelves today, and I'm super happy about that. The copy I currently have is a little bit run down. I think I got it at Book Outlet, and it has like the marks that Book Outlet always puts on there, and I think I broke the spine on it, so it's not in great condition, so I'm very happy to get it replaced with this signed edition. So that's the first one I'm adding to the library. Also, I bought all these myself, so I do know what they are, but I just don't remember what I bought anymore. So some of them are going to be a surprise. All right, I think the first one I'm going to unbag with you, and that is this Barnes & Noble bag. I actually went and bought this in the store because it wasn't in stock online. It sold out really quick. I think it is in stock now, but when I was buying it, it was not in stock. So I went over to Barnes to pick this up, and that is the special, okay, that's upside down. That is the special edition of Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, and that is the one with the foiled pink edges. How pretty is that? So that's the first book I got. Look at the back. Annual August Showdown. This is one of my favorite books of the year as well, so I wanted to get like a special collector's edition, and she did really pretty end papers on this, and she did a really pretty like signed front cover. Well, it's not signed, but you know what I mean. The back has a little cleaver. She also did all the trigger warnings on the inside cover. How cute is that? Yeah, I really love this book. It is such a like a rom-com-y dark romance. It was like the first of its kind that I've read, and I just really loved it. So I wanted to have this one in my collection because it is one of my favorite books. So that's Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, and that is the collector's edition with the beautiful edges. And you best believe this one will be displayed. All right, let's do this one. Okay, got one. All right. What is this? Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. So this series came out a while ago. I don't really know what year, but she is reissuing the entire series in like these new paperback covers, and I hear that the series is really good. I did read A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle L. Jensen, and I really loved it. It was like one of my top reads of the year as well. I loved her writing. I loved like the story itself. So I wanted to get into this series by her as well, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna love this as well. So that's The Bridge Kingdom by Danielle L. Jensen. Let's do this guy here. right, what do we got in here? Okay. Mysteria by Adeline Grace. So this is the third book in the Belladonna series. I read Belladonna, Foxglove, and ordered this one because I wanted to finish this series. This series isn't like one of my favorite series, but I already did start it and I already am 2 books in, so I wanted to finish it. So far it's good. It's definitely YA, but it's not written super YA. Like the writing is a little bit more complex and interesting, and there's a lot going on. So far it has been more of like a fantasy mystery kind of story, so I'm curious to read about this one. I think this one follows Blythe. Yeah, because it's the blonde girl on the cover. So that's this one. The cover's really pretty. The inside cover is also very pretty. Look at that. Look at that. And the end papers are also really pretty on this one. It's got drawings. Ooh. Look at that. So that's Wisteria, the third book in the Belladonna series. Let's do another bag. I'm trying not to flash my address at you guys, but here's another bag. Maybe we'll switch off between bag and box. These are the worst. Okay. Alrighty, what do we have here? Lost and Lassoed. This is the third book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. First one is Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, and now Lost and Lassoed. And I believe there's going to be one more after this, Wild and Wrinkled. But this is by far one of my favorite covers of all of these series. I love the green and the red and the orange. It looks super, super fall. I do love these books. They're so like cozy and sweet and just like heartwarming books and like really good cowboy romances. So I do really love this series and I'm super excited to read this. I think I will actually read this very soon because I've been waiting for this one. That's the next one. That's Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. All right. Box maybe. This one has a pull tab. Okay. Ooh. Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. So this is the second book after Better Than the Movies. I believe there are 2 more novellas in this series, but I haven't read them. I haven't purchased them. I just recently read Better Than the Movies. It was really, really good. It's like a YA rom-com kind of story about a girl who really loves rom-coms and, you know, she's a hopeless romantic. And I think this story, from what I hear, continues her story of like when she moves on to go to college and of the guys that she's dating when they go to college. So I really enjoyed the other book. I think it was like a 4-star or something, or like a high 4-star. It wasn't quite 5-star for me, but it was really, really good and I definitely enjoyed it. So I know I'm gonna like this one and I'm excited to read this one as well. So I'm hoping that this has maybe like more like contemporary rom-com references, but obviously I don't know, I haven't read it yet, so it should be good. If it's anything like the first one, I really enjoyed the first one, so we will see. So that's Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. A bag. This is impossible. Ooh. Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. Now this is a fantasy. Ooh, I like this edition. It's kind of like, it looks like it's indie published. Nope. Argyle Productions. I saw Ellen talk about this, that's why I ordered it, and also I read in the reviews that this is supposed to be like a funny fantasy. There's supposed to be some good humor in this one, so obviously you guys know I love a funny book. If you tell me a book is funny or humorous or has good jokes, I will buy it. Apparently T. Kingfisher won a Hugo Award. That's what it says on here, Hugo Award winning author. I don't know what that means, but the back of this book says Hala is a housekeeper who has suddenly inherited her uncle's estate and unfortunately his relatives. Sarkis is an immortal swordsman trapped in a prison of enchanted steel. When Hala draws a sword that imprisons him, Sarkis finds himself attempting to defend his new wielder against everything from bandits and revolving inquisitors to her own in-laws, and the sword itself may prove to be the greatest threat of all. That doesn't really give me much, but all I know is I heard that there's supposed to be humor in this one, so of course I ordered it. And that is Sword Heart by T. Kingfisher. Next, let's maybe do this bigger box right here. Ooh, I see it. Piece of tape on it. All right. Ooh, this one has 2. First one in here is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, and this has also been recently reissued because I think it got picked up by a publisher, and a lot of people who read the indie edition have actually found a lot of like grammatical errors and just like errors in the story in general. So those should have already been fixed in this kind of like reissued, republished edition. So I'm happy about that, and I'm excited to read this. I don't know anything about this book. All I know is that it has dragons, and you could see them on the cover there. And the back just says, I will find a way to defy death itself. To keep you here, we have a deal. So that's this one, Fear the Flames, and nothing special on the naked cover, but there is a colorful map in the front. How lovely is that? And again in the back. Okay, so this is a Reluctant Allies to Lovers, Dragon Bonds, and this is apparently her debut novel for Olivia Rose Darling. That's cool. Never read a Reluctant Allies to Lovers before, so that should be interesting. So I'm really excited about this one. It's a fantasy and it has dragons. So that's Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. And the other book in here we have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And I ordered this because obviously there's going to be a movie coming out with this, and I wanted to read the book first, and Ryan Gosling's in it, so of course I'm going to watch the movie. But I did want to read the book first. One of my best friends did read this book and she loved it, so she highly recommends, and I'm excited about that. This is a sci-fi. A lone astronaut, an impossible mission, an ally he never imagined. An ally he never imagined. Ryland Grace is a sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission, and if he fails, humanity and Earth itself will perish, except that right now he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of the assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he's been asleep for a very long time, and he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but 2 corpses for company. His crewmates dead, his memories fuzzily returning. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurtling through space on this tiny ship, he must puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction-level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down and the nearest human being light years away, he's got to do it all alone. Or does he? So this is another one to add to my small sci-fi collection. All right, bag. How about I just cut a little? There we go. That's more satisfying. Okay. What do we have here? Metal Slinger. Ooh. So this is another fantasy, the first book in the Fire and Metal series, which I don't really know anything about it, but ooh, this is cute. I really love the cover of this. It's so cute. And I did see a few people read this already on YouTube. I don't remember who exactly, but some people have been reading it and liking it. And I think this was recommended by someone as well. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know. I think I just got this because I saw other people read it. But basically, the back says, Bee has spent the better part of her life waiting for the chance to attend an annual market hosted by the Kenta, the very same people who exiled the Alaha to live a life over the sea, a rite of passage for all young guards. She's not sure what to expect from it, but breaking a century-long peace treaty certainly isn't on her map. Neither is the encounter with an enemy soldier. Returning home to Alaha, she's confronted with the aftermath of the day's events. The future is uncertain as the threat of hunger looms over the people. With rumors of a growing rebellion, Bryn and her closest friend promise to stick together. When an unexpected visitor arrives, Bryn's loyalty will be tested as she learns of the world of magic and treachery. Once her enemy, always her enemy, right? But the dark, knowing eyes of a stranger make her question everything, including her heart. Yeah, so this sounds like a romantasy. That's all I know about it, and I've seen other people read it, so that's why I got it. So that is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Box. Oh, this is one of the ones that opens in the front. from Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is a very long series and I am scared to get it started because I think it's like two series that are kind of intertwined together, from Blood and Ash and Fire and something, maybe? Well, there's like a specific reading order and it's maybe like 8 or 10 books or something like that. I don't really know, but it's super long. However, it is beloved and everybody loves the series, so I wanted to start it for 2025. So this is captivating and action-packed, and it is an unexpected fantasy perfect for fans of Sarah J. Maas and Laura Thalassa. So I don't really know anything about this series. I just seen people read it, I've seen people rave about it, and it's kind of like a high-stakes fantasy or romantasy, and it's supposed to be really, really good. So I ordered the first book of this series to start in 2025. So hopefully I like this. I'm excited to start it, and the cover is very pretty. Let's do another bag. Gotta help myself again. All right, ready? So satisfying. I keep Unsteady. This is a hockey romance. I think hockey and figure skater, I want to say. I'm not sure if this is this author's debut novel or not, but I know that she has a second book in this series coming out in 2025. So I wanted to get this one. I've seen some people read it. Yeah, it should be kind of similar to like Icebreaker. That's what I heard, but I don't really know anything else about it except that it's a hockey figure skater romance and could potentially be this author's debut or not. Let me see if it is. So Peyton Corinne is a writer of romances with imperfect characters, angst, and lots of heart. You know I love angst. She grew up on swoony vampire books and endless fan fiction and has wanted to be an author since she was very young. When she's not writing, she's probably at home making another cup of coffee, rewatching Twilight, or frantically reading through her own never-ending TBR. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like I will like this because I love angst, I love Twilight, and I love hockey romance. So I have high expectations for this one, and that is Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. All right. Brown envelope with a pull tab. Okay. You can't see that. Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood, another author that I have not read before. Christy Greenwood, I don't know what else she has written or if anything, but I've never read her before, and this is supposed to be a really good concept of like people falling in love after they die. It's supposed to be kind of like different and new, kind of similar to like Ashley Poston. So I heard. One of my best friends also read this book and recommended it. She said she loved it. So I also have high expectations of this one, and this should be like a really, really good, sweet romance. So I'm really excited to read this one, and I hope I love it. So that's Love of My Afterlife by Christy Greenwood. So let's do bag. Ready? Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ricci. This is another beloved series that is very, very long that I wanted to start in 2025. So I ordered the first book and only the first book for now. I don't remember when this came out, but it was a couple of years ago when this was originally published. I think this came out in 2022, but I could be wrong about that. I think this is also intertwined with the Calloway Sisters series. So it's like Addicted to You Calloway Sister series. I don't know. I've seen other people read it and like it. It's about people who are kind of toxic, who struggle with addiction, and it's supposed to be a romance. So I'm excited to get the series started. So far I only got the first book again, but it is a very long series. I don't know how many books are in it, maybe like 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that, but there are a lot of books in the series, so I'm just going to get them as I go or if I see them on sale somewhere. But I did get the first one so far, and that is Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ricci. On this shelf. Here we go. This is, what is this? Ooh, Her Soul to Take. This is the special edition by Harley LaRue, and this is book 1 of the Souls trilogy, and it's another dark romance, and this is like the special edition that just recently got released, and it has these beautiful sprayed edges. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is all the way around. And let's see what the inside is. And then we have end papers. And in the back, and then the naked cover looks like that. Foiled, beautiful. Foiled, beautiful. So that is the naked book. And it looks beautiful. I think this is a demon romance. So this is also a debut novel for this author. It basically says, a college student may have unleashed an irresistible darkness, a soul-hungry demon who might be her one chance at survival in the dark romantic series debut. So that sounds interesting. I have not read a demon romance before, but there's a first time for everything. So that is Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue, her debut novel in this beautiful special edition with beautiful sprayed edges. Too bad. Underlock and Keep by Lana Ferguson. Is this another shifter? Yeah, paranormal romance. So I'm assuming this guy turns into the Loch Ness Monster and it's a paranormal romance. I will go out on a limb here and say this is very spicy because it's Lana Ferguson, so probably very spicy. But I have really loved her other books, especially The Fake Mate. That was a 5-star read for me, and that was also kind of like a paranormal shifter romance, and it was very, very spicy. I absolutely loved it. She also wrote The Nanny, which I read just recently, also very, very spicy. That wasn't a 5-star, but it was really, really good. And then she also wrote The Game Changer that I also recently read, and that was also very spicy, but that was not a paranormal. That was like a Hockey and Baker romance, so also very spicy. I'm very excited about this, especially because this is paranormal by her, and she writes paranormal really well, or so she has in the past, and I want to read this really, really soon because I do love her writings. So that is Underlock and Keep by Lana Ferguson. Okay, box. Not looking. Ooh, this is big. So this is the Syndicator by Runix, her recent release, and this is the final book of the Darkverse series, book 6, and this is very large, very thick. I did not expect this to be so thick because the other books, can you see this? They're very thin. Well, some of them. At least the first book is very thin. I have not started the series yet, but I have the rest of the books, so I ordered this one. Ooh, look at that. Pictures. I'm planning on starting this series soon. Definitely will finish it in 2025. Well, I don't know if I'll finish it, but I'll start it for 2025. And these are like mafia romances. So that is book 6 of the Darkverse series, and that is The Syndicator by Runix. There's another book in here. This is The Truths We Burn by Monty J, and this is the second book in the Hollow Boys series. So I read book 1, I think it was over the summer, and I liked it. It's a dark romance. So this series follows like 4 guys who live in Ponderosa Springs, and they're kind of like unhinged, and they like to like scare people and take justice into their own hands and like maybe like unalive some people. But yeah, I read the first book in this series. It was very unhinged. It was very crazy, but very interesting. Like one of those books that you just can't put down. So I want to finish this series. This is the second book in that series, and I think there are 3 additional books after this. So I'll definitely be getting them all, but this is the second one that I ordered since that's the one I need to read next, and that is The Truths We Burn by Monty J. Ready? The Dixon Rule by L. Kennedy. I don't remember what the series is called, but this is the second book after The Graham Effect, and this is the spin-off series after the Off-Campus series. So I read The Graham Effect. I have the Off-Campus series, which I have not read yet, but I will. I will in 2025, don't you worry. And this is the second book after that. I don't know who it follows, but it kind of looks like she might be a cheerleader, and that's all I know. So I got this one, and that is The Dixon Rule by L. Kennedy. Let's do box. Okay, we got 2 books in here. First one, My Vampire +1 by Jenna Levine, and this is the second book that came out after My Roommate is a Vampire, which I read in September, I want to say, maybe August? September. I think I read it in September, and it was really, really funny. I loved it. So I got this one because this is the second one, and it should be really good, and it looks like it's been blurbed by Sarah Adams, who is my new favorite author, one of my new favorite authors, and that's it. So I'm excited to read this. It should be really good. I'll probably read this soon. I don't know if I'm gonna wait until like next spooky season and hold on to it that long. I don't really know. I might. We'll see what comes up or like what my TBRs look like, but I do want to read this soon because this is kind of like a new release. I think it came out this past spooky season, but I just recently got it. So that's My Vampire +1 by Jenna Levine. And the next book in here is The Brothers Hawthorne, which is the 4th book in the Inheritance game series, which I also haven't started, but I got the series now. I have not read anything by her before, and I believe this is kind of like YA, so I'm not sure if I'll like it. I think I found the other 3 books at Book Outlet or something like that, so I just wanted to complete the series, and that's why I got this final book, which is The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Sorry, I adjusted the blinds a little bit because the light was coming in weird, and hopefully this is better. Let's do a bag next. Okay, ready? Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone. So this is the first book in the Lioness trilogy. I have not read Sierra Simone before, but my friend loves this author. It's a very kind of like spicy, I want to say it's a dark romance. It might be male, but I'm not sure. And I think he's a bodyguard. So that's all I know. I love this cover. Look how beautiful it is. I love these pretty pink flowers on it, and it's like dark and pretty. And this is also going to be a new author for me because I have not read anything by Sierra Simone before. So that's Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone. Should we do the Target box? Let's do the Target box. So this is Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco, and this is the second book after Throne of the Fallen. Yeah, this is the second book in the Prince of Sin universe, and this one follows the Prince of Gluttony, which is Gabriel Axton, I guess. It has a pretty map in the front in blue, but the naked cover doesn't really have anything on it. This is not the special edition or the Barnes & Noble edition. Obviously, I got it at Target, and I'm excited to read this one. I did like the first one. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I liked the story and the romance and everything in that one, and the writing was good. So I wanted to continue the series, and I got the second book for that as well. So that's Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. We got 2 left. Let's move on. Okay. Ready? Power Play by Chelsea Curto. This is the second book in the DC Star series. The first one is called Face Off, which I have not read yet. So I don't know why I bought the second one, but it just came out, so I wanted it. And it's a hockey romance, and I think she's a reporter, or it looks like she might be a reporter or something, because she's holding a microphone right there. And he's holding a hockey stick. He's also wearing scrubs. So that's interesting, and he has an interesting tattoo on his arm. So I don't really know. I'm back. The battery died again. I had to swap it. Okay, where was I? Power Play. So Power Play, there's something I was reading here. Okay, Power Play is a romantic comedy full of laughs, spice, and swoon, but there are a few content warnings on here, so make sure you read that. And there's also an author's note at the beginning, so that should be interesting. I'm excited about this one. I'm obviously going to be reading Face Off first because that's the first book in the DC Star series, but this is the second one I got to follow that, and that is Power Play by Chelsea Curto. We have 1 left. We have the final book right here. Let's make it a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's pretty good. Okay, ready? Ah, yes. How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. So I already read this. One of my best friends had this great idea where for Christmas we will all read the same book and annotate it and kind of like ship it to each other because well, I live in Austin, Texas now. She lives in Kansas City, and then our third friend lives in Chicago. So we were all going to read this book and make annotations and little notes in it and then send it to the next person. And then she will read and annotate it and then send it to my final friend, and she will do the same thing, and then she's going to rebind the book. And when I read this, I did the annotations. I absolutely loved this book. It was so funny. This is like one of the funniest books I've read, and it's so good for Christmas and the holidays and will totally get you into the holiday spirit. So I absolutely loved it, but I did want to have a copy for myself, so I reordered this book because it feels kind of like one of those books that I would want to read every year because it was so funny, and you know I love a funny book, and I wanted a copy for my own collection, even though I'm not going to be holding on to the one that we all annotated. Yes, so this is the one I got for myself, and I'm super happy because I feel that I might reread this next year. So that is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn, and that is the final book for this haul. So here are all the books I got. So these are all the books we unboxed in today's haul. We have 25 brand new books to add to the shelves. I'm so excited to read some of these. I can't wait. And 2025 is looking like it's going to be a really good reading year for me. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.